Yo, thanks for tuning in to Let's Discuss It. Now today, I'm going to discuss the behavior of men versus the behavior of women. Now, previous episodes we discussed different types of behavior. So I'm not going to go into details about each and every last behavior that both men and women hold. Because truth be told, you both are capable of making the same actions, but it's all about whether or not you are masculine or feminine. Because in actuality, the human life can be developed on a scale between feminine and masculine, which creates the different types of men and the different types of women. So with that being said, check this out. When you see a man that is trying to outdo a woman, you have to question what type of man is that. Or when you have a woman that is trying to outdo a man, you have to question what type of woman is that. Then you have to question what has the individual faced, been through, whether it was trauma, whether it was a life crisis, or whether it was just some old regular bullshit. Because sometimes we just call things what it is, bullshit. Some people get upset because somebody stepped on their dog or somebody stepped on their toe. You can get over that. That's small shit. It ain't like it's gonna hurt you forever. Shit, unless the motherfucker weighed 400-500 pounds, then hey, that's another story. That might hurt you for a week. But you'll be all right though, so hey, nevertheless. But when we talking about woman behavior and men behavior, in actuality, if you are a man living in a man's body, living in a man's atmosphere, you really can't relate to a woman unless you are doing womanly things or womanly duties. And the same rules or the same law applies to the woman. How can a woman truly relate to a man? You ain't gonna relate. Why? Because for one, your bodies are different. So with your bodies being different, guess what? You're gonna think different. Why is that? Because it's simple and not complex. If a woman has a pussy, then guess what? She gonna go through things with her body that a man simply is not going to go through. If a man has a dick, guess what? She don't know what it's like to have a dick. She can't relate to your pain. She can't relate to your mystery. Just like you can't relate to her mystery because she has a pussy. They have their cycles or whatever the case may be, but I'm gonna be honest. I never had a cycle. Never had a pussy a day in my life. So truth be told, I can't relate to that. Now, as far as the mental, because in actuality, everything around us can affect us mentally or make us feel complete, effective. It can be an effect or an effect on the human mind. Meaning it effectively caused a problem, or the force that you came across affected the way you felt, the way you reacted, the way you see it, everything. So therefore, when you get down to the nitty gritty, when you really look down at the nitty gritty of the whole picture and reality. How the fuck can a man and a woman be placed in the same degree? Because let's just face the facts. If you have two different callings for these things, then it's common sense that they are both needed equally. So if they are both needed equally, then guess what? You ain't better than the next. So truth be told, you both need each other equally. Not saying or not pushing a unity, but at the same goddamn time, you want to have a unity. You want to have a unison. You want to have peace. Even if you are alone, you want to have peace with yourself. Yeah, you know, we have these. I'm a man, so I can only speak from a man's point of view with anything that I speak about, dealing with any type of sex. So it's like this. If I'm dealing with a woman and I see this woman just constantly nagging, she finding anything I do wrong, I'ma automatically know in my mind it's a list of things that's going on with this motherfucking broad right here, man. She either stressed out, she either had a bad experience before she met me, or she just a fucked up individual. Because let's be honest, some of us, we just fucked up, like without even going through shit. You just a fucked up person. Man, you might not be fucked up to everybody, but to whoever you choose to deal with, because we all are going to take things differently. Just because I feel like she retarded or she ain't shit, trust me, it's another brother out there that's going to feel the total opposite of on how I'm feeling. That don't make him less than a man, and that don't make me less than a man. Now the actions that you choose to take to show the type of morals and integrity that you have, or with your character, that's another ball game. Now that is when you define the type of man or the type of woman that individual is. Now, I'm gonna have to speak from my own perspective on this topic. So, with that being said, I'm a black man in America. Now, by me being a black man in America, the behavior that I may display may be different of the others in this country. For the simple fact that when you black in America, I'm gonna say that one more time. When you are black in America, it is not peaches and creams on any level. Even if they smiling in your fucking face, man. Because let's be honest, it's written in black and white what they feel you should be. It's written in black and white. And on top of that, they display it and make sure that you see it as much as you can, or as much as they feel that you need it. So when you're looking at the behavior of the man and the woman, you must look at the things that they have to deal with on a daily basis. And all of these things can affect the conscious, subconscious, and the unconscious mind. So when you look at it, and when you look at the factor of the behavior, depending on where you fall at on the plantation, will determine the toxicity that you have to deal with. If I was a white man in America, I wouldn't be dealing with racism. If I was a white man in America, I wouldn't be dealing with inequality. unequity. If I was a white man in America, I wouldn't be dealing with a lot of nonsense. The only thing I have to deal with is myself and trying to better myself, and that's it. But when you're a black man in America, guess what? You can say this all you can say that's all you got to do as a black man in America, but guess what, man? I'm not the only black man in America that been through some bullshit. When you black, they target you. When you're a black man in America, even a black woman, so I'm not even going to just say man only, because black women go through it as well. Because truth be told, they using them motherfuckers anyway right now. They been using them. They don't know they being used, but one day they're going to figure it out. So when you're looking at the toxicity that you are dealing with from the beginning of your time of life in America, I'm just going to speak about the black thing for a second. I'm not pro-black, but I'm a realistic person. So when you're looking at the blacks in this country and what they have to deal with on a daily basis, because let's face it, from when you're a child, they teaching you what they feel that you are, or who you feel that you are as a person. They showing you, they demonstrating, displaying. So pretty much, they want you to understand your position. Even if they give you $10 million, $100 million, guess what? You ain't nothing but another black man, which they call you a nigga, negro, coon, or anything derogatory to make your feelings get hurt. That's their way of controlling you, which is also another form of behavior, because, hey, guess what? That's how you behaving. So that's just on the small spectrum or the small scale of this country. Then you have the division within a division of the people. So if you have all these things going on, how can you see clear? How can you see clear? So when you tearing one down and you're doing the same thing in return, don't expect good results. Because like simple mathematics, if you have a negative and you add a negative, guess what? You get more negative. If you have a positive and you have a greater negative than that positive, then guess what? You're going to get a negative. Now, on the other end of the math problem is this. If you subtract the negativity from the negativity, guess what? You get closer to the zero, or you get out of the negativity. Now, if you add the negativity to the negativity, you get more negativity. If you have a positive with too many negativities, you're going to end up with some negativity. Simple math, people. Very simple math. So, the only time the negative turns to a positive is when you put in the multiplications. That's the only time. So, there's one part of it. Now, outside of the black shit, because, hey, and black is something they told us. I don't give a fuck how you feel. Black is something that they told you to call yourself. So all this black pride shit, you can keep it. But on some serious shit, when you think about the behavior of a man and a woman, because let's be honest, a man is just a man and a woman is just a woman. It don't matter about white, black, whatever the case may be, when you're dealing with a man or just a woman. The behavior problem comes in the picture when you're dealing with the toxicity that you have to come from, or that's around you, from what you see and what you hear and what you speak. So these three things affect the things around you. Because like I just stated, If you have a negative and you add a negative, you get more negative. Now, if you take the negative and you subtract the negative, you get close to the zero, or you get out of the zero. And you get a positive. And if you start off with a positive and you have too many negatives added on to that positive, then guess what? You're going to get the negative. Now, if you start off with the negative and you got more positive and you add it to the negative, you'll get a positive, because it's going to outweigh that. Simple math. But to this behavior, it's the same thing as that math problem. You fix your problem the same way. Truth be told. But the problem is this. They got your mind on a lock. They put a combination on it. So with that combination on your mind, take the right person to unlock it. So if the right person come unlock your mind, then guess what? You can see a bigger picture on your own goddamn self. And this gonna be for everybody outside of black people. This one is. Because when you're looking at behavior, a lot of this behavior was learned. And it's gonna always go back to this. A man ain't a woman, and a woman ain't a man. Now the only time you can say a man is a woman and a woman is a man is when you're looking at the mixtures of the minds of the peoples. Because, hey, I'm a realistic person. I live a real life. Every man that you see don't feel like a man. Every woman that you see doesn't feel like a woman. So therefore, it's a spectrum on the sexuality. So if it's a spectrum on the sexuality, then guess what you're going to have? A lot of confusion going on. Because, hey, when you look at human behavior, the average human speaks negatively about the next. The average human, from what I've been seeing, they have so many negative comments and so many negative thoughts and so many negative actions that they choose to demonstrate and display. So in return, you have people trying to control other people's thoughts. So if you're trying to control my thoughts and your thoughts are already controlled, you might want to check that. You really might want to check that. Because it's the simple truth. Simple truth. Behavior is behavior. A man is a man and a woman is a woman, whether you like it or not. And like I said, every woman doesn't feel like a man, and every man doesn't feel like a woman, feel like a man. So guess what you have? You have a difference. Now, if you can't understand the difference outside of yourself, and you can't accept that, it ain't nothing you can do about what the next person do anyway. It's nothing you can do about that. So if that person is living their truth, live your truth. Because the truth is the truth, no matter where you put it. Just because you may feel like it's a lie, doesn't mean it's a lie, because guess what? It's been proven that it ain't a lie. So if it's been proven it's not a lie, why do you still need to display the nonsense? And we look at behavior, the man and the woman behavior. I'm gonna speak about behavior on another level, on another situation too, but I'm just trying to stick to the man and woman right now. When you look at the man's behavior, and if they display in masculinity, then guess what? They're gonna do everything that is masculine on what a man does. Now, if a man doesn't display masculinity in himself, I mean, I'm gonna say her man, because if she feel like she a man, she don't want to be called a her no way. So we just gonna say himself too. So if they feeling like they a man and they is displaying masculinity, respect that. I feel like even if they ain't, still respect it. But because the way I look at it, this is how I look at it. I don't give a fuck or a damn what these people do for real. the situation in hand is bigger than that, especially in this country. So that's small shit compared to what you need to be worried about. But the behavior, if it's masculine, it's just simply masculine. If it's feminine, it's just simply feminine. And a woman does that great. A woman gonna be a woman, a man gonna be a goddamn man. So every man and every woman is yet to be different, is yet still considered different. Meaning this, we all have different likes. We all have different things that we like to, like to do, like to see, like to watch. We all have different thoughts. Our thought patterns are different. Now, if you out here and being like the next person, then hey, you're not no different person. You just out here faking. And it's a lot of that going on too. A lot of faking going on. A lot of people ain't being who they really is. It's a lot of fake shit going on. A lot of snake shit. But that don't mean you have to participate. Because you can always stand up and be that man or woman that you need to be. It ain't ever too late for that. Now, all of this gossiping behavior that men are displaying now, I don't mean no harm, but at the same time I do, that ain't a man. A man, that ain't masculine. I ain't gonna say he ain't a man. I'm gonna say that's not masculine to do that, to gossip. Let that be for the ladies, man. Let that be for the ones, that fit that criteria. Unless you fit the criteria, go right ahead. But at the end of the day, when you black and you dealing with your own behavior, you have to understand you are actually disadvantaged in this country. How were you disadvantaged? How was you put at a disadvantage? Look at the school you might have went to. Look at your mother, look at your father, look at your grandmama, look at your grandfather. A lot of you don't even know your own daddy. Some of you might not even know your own mama for real. Some of you can't even trace your whole family back past 2 generations. Some probably can't. I'm on both sides, brother. You probably got one side you can do that shit on. Everybody can't say they can do it on both sides. Look at look at the examples that you had growing up. I'm gonna speak for myself and what I seen growing up around me. Me being a black man in America, and if I had to speak about a black man and black woman's behavior and where it might be, or it might have derived from, what examples did you really have? Because on the TV screens, guess what? They acting. It's a little bit exaggerated. It's a little bit of truth, but it's a little bit exaggerated as well. So exaggeration with the truth ain't your reality. So when you're looking at yourself being black, already guess what's going on? They instilling in your head that you ain't nobody. Now, this is what you're reading in black and white. You ain't nobody. I'm just speaking in my terms, because they say something else. Excuse me. So if you're reading this, because like I said earlier, remember what I said earlier, your eyes, your ears, and your mouth. 3 things. You're reading it. So when you're looking at it, you're reading, and your brain is picking up this information that it is reading. So therefore, it is sticking to your memory. So if it's sticking to my memory, unconsciously, I'm gonna automatically know I come from slavery. I come from slavery automatically. So therefore, I will have to find a way to understand my situation, to make my situation better. Now, if I was to flood my eyes with the shit that they showing on these camera phones, TV screens, the media, everything they want to display. They talk about the police brutality, police violence on black people. I've been seeing that shit all my goddamn life, to be honest with you. So with that, on top of the school I went to, I could only go to a certain level of schools from the high school I went to. This is a black neighborhood I grew up in. Now, if that ain't shocking for the world, then what can be? Like the Jews, they had the Holocaust on the Jews. I'm gonna show you the difference with the Jews and the blacks, and like the Jews and the blacks, because they love to compare. The Jews had the Holocaust. They had multiple genocides. But guess what? The Jews are wearing their crowns. Now the blacks, they strip you from your freedom. They strip you from your education. Man, they strip you from your mother and your fathers. They strip you from your history. They strip you from your making. You wasn't even allowed to even speak about your existence in those times. And let's take a look. Let's do a quick calculation. Because already in 1776 they took a war for the legalization to sell your motherfucking ass. So imagine how many years that was before it became legal. Because at one point it was illegal. Now it's legal. So being black in America, your behavior is gonna be a little bit off. Because you are being traumatized from birth. And not every black person go through the same thing in this country. So don't get it twisted. Some of these motherfucking black folks don't know what it's like. Because if they see it, they don't even know what it is. That's how naive they done got with this shit. The game's so cold with this motherfucking country, man. They giving you privileges and you thinking it's a right. That's a fucking privilege. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go into that topic right now. Stick to this behavior shit. I'm trying to get you to understand the differences in your behavior with the other people around you behavior. Now, the people around you behavior is going to be different from yours because they went through something different from you. So if they went through something different from you, then guess what? You have to find your key to make your life a blessing. But instead, guess what's going on? They taught you to hate yourself. They taught you not to like yourself. So they taught you basically self-hate. So if you have self-hate, how can you elevate? Enough of all the black behavior talk now. Now we got to move forward to something bigger. When you're looking at the behavior of others, it's the same thing really. Because guess what? Like I stated, what you see, what you hear, and what you say affects the conscious, unconscious, and subconscious. So with that being said, they are not in the same pedigree as you. So if someone is not in the same pedigree as you, then guess what? They're going to see you differently from how you see yourself, and you're going to see them differently. So by you seeing them differently, guess what? You automatically in tune to treat a person differently. So from just that, when you're looking at a man's behavior and a woman's behavior, guess what? We are going to take all of these variations of toxicity a different way. Because you have masculinity and femininity. And, based on that, it's a whole list of ways you can deal with these things. So by that being said, how much longer will you remain ignorant to yourself? And when I say remain ignorant to yourself, that goes for anybody. Because when you look at behavior, it's only consistent of reactions, actions, premeditated thoughts, impulsive actions. These are the things that, with your behavior. If you acting like an asshole, what you acting like an asshole for? What caused you to become an asshole? If you acting extraordinarily nice, what is the cause of that? Like, what affected you to feel that way? It's something going on in the atmosphere. Now, I'm gonna just say this real quick, then I'm done. Now, I done seen some of this shit with the black people, and I'm gonna say this. The behavior being displayed can only be taken as a fucking joke. So, stop downing each other as a whole. If you're gonna down somebody, hey man, do it a better way. Just do it a better way. Because in actuality, hey man, we are all different. And with the situation given, we cannot control the condition we were born in. Now, for you to compare yourself to someone else, you have to check that too. You have to check that too, because you have to know yourself. You have to define who you are for yourself. By you allowing someone else to define you, this goes for all people. This one is past the black shit. Because in my world, black is something that they told me to tell myself. That's in my world. I don't know about you, but black is something that they told me to call myself. So, if you're looking at the behavior being displayed, check out what's going on around. Look at the actions of the others that are being taken. And then you got to also take in consideration of what you was taught and what you have been through. And then you taking the past and you trying to bring it to your future. Because already they trying to make sure you got this past stuck with you. So if you got this past stuck with you, and then you have others trying to put some other bullshit on you, come on, man. It's kind of like, you got to think about that. You got to learn to let something go. If you want better behavior from yourself, you got to learn to let something go. If you let it go, you can grow. And if you can grow, you can show. And if you can show, you can get more. All I'm trying to tell you people, man. Men behavior and women behavior are going to be completely different. It's going to be completely different. And I'm going to just say this, and I'm just going to make it very simple for you. A woman, look at a woman for what a woman really is. They love attention. That don't mean they want everybody's attention or they want to sleep with everybody, they get their attention. They don't necessarily mean that. They just like attention. They like to feel good. But it's just how they respond to it is different. It's the feel of the need for it, because men like attention too. Because what I've been seeing lately, man, it seems like they like more attention than these women now. But that's another reason too. So, and if you're looking at a man is trying to build. A man is trying to operate. The woman, you have a woman now that's doing it because, hey, women didn't get their rights to the 60s. That was for the white woman in America. So, the 40s or the 60s, I can't even remember the exact date, but it was in the 1900s for sure. So, women displayed a different behavior in those times due to the situation. Because like I stated earlier, what you hear, what you see, and what you speak. In those times, women were not allowed to really have a voice. The only thing they can do is see and hear. The voice really didn't mean shit to a man. But it's just that now in today's time, the woman's voice has become more valuable. So, if you a man, understand that a woman is going to just be a fucking woman. Let her ass be, man. And for you women, after they just want to just bring the man down or whatever the case may be, you uplift them or bringing them down. And you get what you pay for. Basically, you reap what you sow. So if you're out there reaping bad seeds, hey, expect your harvest to have nothing. If you're reaping good seeds, guess what? You got to expect your harvest to be great. Just for the men as well, because, hey, if you're looking at the behavior of a man, hey, start being honest with yourself before everybody else. Because, truth be told, most of these people's behaviors only comes from the hurt that was given. So the hurt was given so much, now they want to display it and put it on you, make you feel it, and make everybody else feel the same way. When in actuality, you're supposed to treat people accordingly. And so by you not treating the person accordingly, you're only causing problems with yourself. That's all I have for that topic. But like I always say, fuck a hater, stay true to you, always love. Peace, and we do take donations. Cash App, $LETSDISCUSSIT. Now, you can hit the like button or the dislike button. I won't be bothered, to be honest with you. I'm just glad you listen. But ain't no hate in my heart. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, dislike button. It's always appreciated with me. Peace.